Let's get started. I ain't gonna hold you up. All right, a lot going on, man. The plane, the airplane crashes. And what's crazy is the last time these two teams met in the Super Bowl, and I said I didn't want them to meet again because I'm gonna end up saying the same thing, but it's gonna be true. And I like if you go look at the Eagles helmet, they got the wings on. If you go really look at the Kansas City Chiefs helmet. I know they're arrows, but pointy. They're pointy horns. They're the devil horns. That's what they represent. All right. This is a battle of good versus evil. The Great War, Ultimate War. Back in 2023. Matter of fact, we got to go back to 2022. 2022, Rams in the Super Bowl. I'm like, we're going to war. The whole time I've been thinking, is America going to war? But there's always somebody else because this is Ukraine colors. All right. And back then I was talking about how they gave Putin the tiger. All right. So, of course, Rams win. Ukraine colors. And I was like, there's no way Russia's going to beat Ukraine, which sounded crazy back then. Because Russia's so big. Ukraine is so tiny compared to Russia. So, called that war. Then, boom, 2023. Super Bowl 57. The Chiefs and the Eagles. All right. What happened before that? An event in the sky. Something with the Eagles is going to be an event there's a big event in the sky. All right. And 2023, yeah, before the Super Bowl, before Super Bowl 57, we had the spy balloon. And I'm like, it's crazy because they look like they took an arrow to pop it. They ended up popping the sky balloon. But the sky balloon is really a satellite. This is what NASA uses for satellites. So it's really the eye in the sky, right? Like an eagle. It's probably, they called it a Chinese spy balloon, right? If it's spying, it must have whatever cameras in there, got to have some great zoom, right? Like an eagle's eye. The eagle get popped by like an arrow. I'm like, well, Chiefs gonna win. Now we got the helicopter. Hold on, I gotta show you this picture. And this is from the Philadelphia Eagles. January 26th, Kobe Bryant died 2020, January 26th, in a helicopter. Helio, like they say we live in a heliocentric, model. They say the Earth is going around the sun, right? This is why I see the Catholic Church praises the sun. All right. You can tell. Look how they took the model from a geocentric model, everything going around us, to a sun model. The sun is the light bringer. That's Lucifer. All right. I'm telling you, the Chiefs are representing the chief. Bob Dylan called him the chief. Bob Dylan called him the chief. Well, let me finish off on these wars. All right, so yeah, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. Kobe Bryant birthday. But look, the helicopter hit the airplane. That's what just happened. That's the latest news. The damn helicopter didn't see the airplane, yeah.
Breaking news out of the nation's capital.
And I've been saying it looked like America's under attack and they don't want to tell us.
This is a live look at the tarmac at Reagan National Airport with the Potomac River just beyond where search and rescue efforts are underway in the overnight hours after a collision between an American Eagle passenger jet officials say was about to land and a military Black Hawk helicopter. The accident, and at this stage it appears to be just that, happened around 9 p.m. Eastern with altogether more than 60 people on board those two aircraft. And now some 5 hours in.
A plane crash just like Kobe Bryant, but Kobe Bryant was in a helicopter. And this is about a helicopter. Hell. That's it. This Super Bowl is about heaven and hell. Bruh, please hit the like button. I mean, I should. I hate stopping the show to beg for people to hit the like button, man. This is so easy. It's so simple. It don't cost you no money, nothing. All you do, hit that like button right quick. You can do it while you watching TV. It don't matter. There's no excuse. There's like literally no excuse. So this Super Bowl, I'm saying look like war after this, but I'm saying at the time I'm like, well, could it be China? I didn't. Okay, so Super Bowl February 12th. What is it? 8 months later. 8 months later, this happens. Israel and Hamas. So same two teams. Right. Oh, and then 2024 there was no wars that started, right? 2024 no wars that started. Who was Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers? San Francisco 49ers represent the Catholic Church. Everybody got something that they represent. Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles is an American team, right? It's not America's team, but it is an American team. It represents America. But and it also represents angels for this Super Bowl going against these people. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. The angels against the demons, the devils. All right, Mahomes wearing number 15, 1 + 5 is 6. Kelsey wearing 87. 8 + 7 is 15. 1 + 5 is 6. And we got Taylor Swift up there. All right. The Son, the Father, the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is the feminine, right? They can't say it. They can't they can't say that. That's the big secret. It's to keep this thing going. Okay, so why am I talking about war? All right. Because what I thought was gonna be Russia, which I should have known better, right? Russia was gonna kick off World War III. They're gonna four horsemen. That's the same thing dude was talking about on that TikTok. You see why they banning TikTok? There go that four horsemen. Four horsemen of the apocalypse. That's 7-1, which is a Catholic number. All this stuff got Jesuit written all over it. Okay. Now, yeah, World War III. Here we go. Albert Pike. I thought it was gonna be Russia. No, it is Israel and it is Islam. The Third World War. Now look, I don't got the passage where he's talking about the First World War and how it started, the Second World War and how it started. Now he gets to the Third World War. This is that part. This is the passage from there. The Third World War must be fomented between the Christians and the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam and Christianity mutually destroy each other, leaving the political Zionists in control. 33-degree Freemason, Albert Pike. So we're going down this road, all right? Because that's already going on. They're supposed to be coming to a ceasefire, but I got a funny feeling that's not going to happen. Here's the explosion. Let me see if I can blow it up. Bad choice of words. Best we can do. This is like a street camera or something like that. They caught it. All right. So more fire. Right. We had the L.A. fires. We had the fire, the Tesla on fire in front of Trump's tower. All right, the tower. Now, the inauguration. Right, the inauguration went in after 40 years. It ain't been inside in 40 years. Why now when Donald Trump is going up there? Because Donald Trump is an actor, and the last dude who did it, who had to go inside, guess what? He's an actor too. I'm not even trying to be funny. He's literally an actor. They have IMPDs, so you can't trust nobody with an IMPD. I mean, you just can't. Zelensky got a Zelensky's been in comedies. This is the dude who's the leader of, the president of Ukraine. He's been in comedies. He got an IMPD. These are actors. These dudes been in movies. Ronald Reagan, 40th president, was shot just like this president. Donald Trump praises Ronald Reagan. All right. This was crazy.
Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
That's just creepy. I'm sorry. That's creepy. He was saved by God. This leave God out your mess. Can you leave God out your mess, man? Okay, so Trump. I was talking about him praising Ronald Reagan. I got sidetracked. Okay, where do I want to go to, y'all? Not that. Not that. Okay, here we go.
Reagan had good reason to smile as he left through a private exit of the Washington Hilton Hotel.
Mr. President!
Okay, yeah, Ronald Reagan, 40th president. It's weird that this happens on a day. All right. Today is the 30th, right? Skull and Bones number 76. George Bush birthday, July 6th, just like 7/6. And this is on a 40. So what we do is we're gonna go back to the day Trump got shot, which was 7/13, which could be written 137, which is the 30th prime number. 7/13, my bad. That's 201 days from today. I showed y'all Event 201. They simulated the C word. All right, the pandemic. And they called it Event 201, right? 2 towers turned into 0 towers, which turned into 1, a major and American event. Now, Jimmy Carter died. I didn't see nothing. I only see this connected to Jimmy Carter. I see this connected to Trump's assassination attempt. This happened in Washington, D.C., this plane crashing, right? Now, I did want to go to George Bush birthday, 208, 157. That's how the playoffs started for Mahomes. He's number 15. He played against number 7, C.J. Stroud. I always talk about this number 37. And how it breaks down to the 12th number. 37. 37 prime number is 157. I'm going to have to check that out. But it was one more person. Trump birthday. I didn't see nothing with Trump birthday, I don't think. Yeah, ain't nothing really shaking with Trump birthday. But him getting shot the day he got shot on. 7/13. That's 201. That 164 might be something too, but that's 201. That's good money. That's the connection. Just keep that in mind. Let's keep it pushing. What else I got? All right, assassination attempt. Let's go back to this real quick.
And we understand there are multiple fatalities, yet still no word on any survivors. That mid-air collision was recorded on an EarthCam live feed. A warning, some of you may find this difficult to watch. You can see a plane taking off there in the foreground, while in the distance, near the horizon, a bright light. An explosion, officials say, followed by debris raining down. The airport now closed to all flights, and the search now focused just offshore in one of the most tightly restricted and highly traveled airspaces in the country. The video is troubling to watch. A passenger plane on final approach when a helicopter closes the gap, followed by an explosion.
Okay. So this is DC, right? We just had that inauguration in DC. Oh, we need to go to that, man. Matter of fact, I need to check some stuff out. First, let's do the election date. 11/5/86. Yeah, somebody got 86 died. 86 is the death number. There was something else to this. Okay, let's go to inauguration day was 10 days ago. All right, so we ain't even got to do that. '86. It seemed like there was somebody else. Who am I missing? Joe Biden is gone. Damn, Joe Biden. 71 days. That's the Catholic number. 20th prime number. Speaking, okay, that's these rituals, right? And it's like I said, it's funny. And look at this. Look at this. Look at God. The planets is lining up, right? What's Trump's next move? AI. What's he gonna call it? What is he calling it? Stargate. There you go. With his Project Stargate. $500 billion Stargate project. This is big. This is huge. There's a lot of money going to AI. AI stock is about to go crazy. Like I said, they want to merge AI with you. Because right now, you probably smarter than the AI right now. That's why AI got to merge with you. It's, they call it attack of the computers, attack of the clones. The Terminator talked about this. But like I said, the real transhumanism is the human being combining with the computer, right? And the race stuff is just a distraction, man. The real thing that matter, like this world is built off duality. The duality ain't black and white. Even black and white falls under these two principles. Even black and white fall under these two principles, right? And it's masculine and feminine. That's it. Electricity and magnetism. That's it. All right. So, oh yeah, I was supposed to show MAGA, right? I've already showed it, but MAGA.
She's my grandma's age. You won't believe what she does.
I'm out here asking New Yorkers how they stay in shape. Mind if I ask how old you are?
I'm 64.
You're 64?
My name is Zubi.
It's Vivek Ramaswamy.
Jonathan Isaac.
Michelle Tafoya.
My name is John Rich, and this is my story.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
There's a very strange ritual that dates back to ancient Egypt, known as the Osiris Rising or the Rising of Osiris ritual. You'll see it listed in different names on the internet, probably.
Rituals. Okay. And this dude said, man, walking through, he said, walking through Washington, D.C. is like walking through ancient Egypt, ancient Rome. It's everywhere. The Masonic symbols is everywhere. It'll blow your mind if you know.
Osiris, he had a conspirator named Set, and Set wanted to do away with Osiris. So he had him cut up into 14 pieces. Now his body's cut up into 14 pieces. It gets thrown into the Nile River, and Isis.
F-14 is going to be important. F-14 is going to be important. The number 14 is connected to the number 43. These few little mass shootings, right? The guy walked into the Tops supermarket in Buffalo, New York, with the number 14 written up. Dylan Roof walked into the church. His birthday, April 3rd. The 14 prime number is 43, right? On top of that is the number 191. The 43rd prime number is 191. I do believe from the day Trump got shot to the day that he got inaugurated was 191 days. So there's something. I'm just validating what he's saying, right? Trying my best.
This, of course, isn't happy about this. ISIS tries to collect all the pieces up, and she's only able to find 13 pieces. So she fashions together those 13 pieces to form a more perfect union, which is the framework of our 13 colonies, a more perfect union, based off of the myth of Osiris. Now, that's showing Egyptian magic even in the framework and the fabric of our foundation, right? It's not an accident that they brought together 13 colonies to form a more perfect union. That was all by design. It was all manufactured. But what's crazy is that she fashions together these 13 pieces, but guess what piece is missing? His genitals. So what do? They set up this ritual. That's what the obelisk is, by the way. The obelisk represents the 14th piece that they couldn't find. It is literally a phallic symbol. You find it in the Vatican. You find it in ancient Egypt. You find it here in the States. You find it all over cemeteries. You find it all over the Masonic lodges. It represents the phallic, the male sex organ of Osiris. And they believe by setting up this ritual, now it's all a recreation of the original ritual that took place between Isis and the 13 pieces of Osiris, which we break down the full ritual in the film. Tom Horn breaks it down right there in the mall area of DC, right between the Washington Monument and the Dome of Isis, which is the Capitol building. Now, this is fascinating because the original ritual had to take place between what we would in a courtyard, between a dome and an obelisk. Putting those two together like that creates a power generator, literally a generator for this ritual. And the idea is that the seed of Osiris, the seed, is going to come up and emit out of the phallic symbol, which is the Washington Monument, and it's going to take over whoever our president is. Now, this sounds crazy, but think about this. In ancient Egypt, what had happened was the pharaoh would go through this ritual. He would enter in a man, and he would exit the ritual a god. That was their belief. And they believed that their pharaoh was literally the embodiment of Osiris because of that ritual. They were calling him up out of the underworld. So what we have in America is this same ritual, basically, that the Freemasons believe that they have maintained the proper language and the ritual to a T from the ancient world. They claim to have this still today at the inauguration of every U.S. president. The president is up there, right there between the dome and the obelisk, right there in that power generator, and right around the corner at the Herodome, which is what they call the Masonic Mecca of the world, literally. The Herodome is this temple, this massive, crazy temple in D.C. They are up there beneath that magic square we were talking about, that magic six.
Bone loss. Now, if you're struggling with bad...
All right, I don't know what the hell just happened. But I want to hear the rest of it. They don't got it where you can mute this stuff. That's what I'm saying. All right, play. They are going to sell. There's some Nuvia, whatever. How do I not buy Nuvia? This is great. Where's the... Okay. I don't want to hear what he got to say.
Ritual, and they are literally doing the raising of Osiris ritual. Is this same ritual basically that the Freemasons believe that they have maintained the proper language and the ritual to a T.
I'll go back a little bit more.
And the idea is that the seed of Osiris, the seed, is going to come up and emit out of cemeteries. You find it all over the Masonic lodges. It represents the phallic, the male sex organ of Osiris. And they believe by setting up this ritual, now it's all a recreation of the original ritual that took place between Isis and the 13 pieces of Osiris, which we break down the full ritual in the film. Tom Horn breaks it down right there in the mall area of DC, right between the Washington Monument and the Dome of Isis, which is the Capitol building. Now, this is fascinating because the original ritual had to take place between what we would in a courtyard, between a dome and an obelisk. Putting those two together like that creates a power generator, literally a generator for this ritual. And the idea is that the seed of Osiris, the seed, is going to come up and emit out of the phallic symbol, which is the Washington Monument, and it's going to take over whoever our president is. Now, this sounds crazy, but think about this. In ancient Egypt, what had happened was the pharaoh would go through this ritual, he would enter in a man, and he would exit the ritual a god. That was their belief. And they believed that their pharaoh was literally the embodiment of Osiris because of that ritual. They were calling him up out of the underworld. So what we have in America is this same ritual, basically, that the Freemasons believe that they have maintained the proper language and the ritual to a T from the ancient world. They claim to have this still today at the inauguration of every U.S. president. The president is up there, right there between the dome and the obelisk, right there in that power generator, and right around the corner at the Herodome, which is what they call the Masonic Mecca of the world, literally. The Herodome is this temple, this massive, crazy temple in D.C. They are up there beneath that magic square we were talking about, that magic 666 square, binding the influence and the power of the Word of God. They believe they're binding the power of the Bible while they do this ritual, and they are literally doing the raising of Osiris ritual while the presidential inauguration happens at every election. And they are literally calling on the spirit of Osiris to raise up, or Apollo, however you want to slice it, to come out of the underworld and to possess the president. So the president, the president-elect walks into this ritual a man, exits the ritual a god. This is what the Freemasons believe. Now, people are going to say, well, not every president's a Freemason. Well, most of them have ties to secret societies, but they're not all conscious of the ritual. Doesn't matter. This ritual takes place every inauguration. The Freemasons hold to this. Here's one thing I want to point out about this. The ritual that takes place there, it's been going on now since the beginning, to our knowledge, since the beginning of this nation being set up. They believe that it's going to stick eventually. See, they don't know which president is going to be the final Osiris. Now, they believed in the foundation of this nation that Washington...
They don't know who it's going to be. They just keep on running the same play. This is crazy. Because, oh man, it's so hard to describe. But this is, it's like a pattern of the sun and the moon. That's the 8, the sacred 8 right there. And then that will be the North Pole, the center pole right there. But what if it's Trump? And that is crazy.
Washington was a type. He was the first Osiris. Technically, every president in their eyes is an Osiris. But the crazy thing is that not every time the ritual is going to stick. They have to keep doing it until it actually sticks, and they get that one that they've been waiting for. This is kind of like when we talk about Babylon working. How many years, was Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard working in the desert trying to get this ritual to stick?
That might be a part of the Donald Trump. Remember I told you that crazy story about Donald Trump's uncle going to go visit Nikola Tesla, and he took some files, and they said it was Nikola Tesla's time traveling files. And then there's all kind of little weird connections with that too. But the way this is going, and the planets aligning like this, and the Pope opening portals, and it's Donald Trump is the president, but they moved him inside. But they made him run it, and they made him do it again. This is second inauguration. All right, my bad.
They do this at the inauguration of every U.S. president because they believe there's going to come a time in a president that will be the one. He will be the one, and they will go through this ritual when his body lies in state in the Capitol Dome. I believe they're going to do this ritual, and that final raising ritual, that's going to be the one that's going to stick. I don't believe it's going to stick when they're doing it at an inauguration. The real one's going to take place when this Antichrist man dies. They lay him in state in the Capitol building beneath the 72 pentagrams and the apotheosis of George Washington. And that's not it. There's so much more numerology about the Capitol building and the 13 statues in the statutory hall. But I believe that's the real ritual. That's the one where he's going to raise, where the spirit of Osiris, which the Bible talks about, this Apollyon coming up from the bottomless pit.
When you visit DC, it feels like you're walking through Rome with all the architecture and all the pagan idols and the statues, the monuments, even down to, and Justin mentioned this about the Roman Pantheon being recreated and shepherded by Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson wanted to see reconstructed pagan temples to the old gods. He wanted that to be what you see. That's when you're walking down DC, this is what you're going to see, and he was successful in that. Being raised to think that America was built as a Christian nation, you would expect to see crosses. You would expect to see statues of apostles. I don't know. That's just what I have in my mind. If you're going to go, you're going to see some representation of that, and you don't see any of that there.
So I had made a video on that particular ritual in
King James did a real bad thing. I'm not saying, I mean, not for me, but for the Jesuits and the Catholic Church, him printing out them Bibles, you know, they tried to kill him. November 5th, that was election day. They tried to kill him for making out them Bibles, because most people ain't gonna read the Bible. They just gonna go by what the Freemason pastors say, and then, you know, you stuck. If you ain't gonna do no research yourself, like, it's crazy how people be having an opinion, won't look up a damn thing. It's crazy. This is wild to me, man. What about y'all? That story was crazy, because he said it's not gonna be at the monument. He said it's gonna be inside. And they moved Trump stuff inside. Just like they did the 40th president. Why do we gotta be an actor? He born on 2/6. That's the God number. I got it somewhere. Born on 2/6. February 6th. Ronald Reagan. And then all these 666s for the Super Bowl. Everything is. I'm sorry. I'm thinking too at the same time. I'm sorry. I'm out of here. Peace, y'all, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. We out of here.